So the workflow is relatively simple. So for everybody that maybe hasn't worked with AirOps a lot yet, you always have to define input steps and the input fields. And the ones we defined is like location, type, and state, because we use them throughout the different steps to actually perform the actions we want. And what we did here is relatively simple. I feel like this is like oftentimes a good starting point is we do a Google search for top 10 results because we wanted to be able to see what's ranking well on Google. So obviously this whole thing has already also gotten us AI citations, but in this particular case, we see a target group that still often turns to Google, and we saw real opportunity also on Google because like the SERPs there, they didn't have Google Maps integration or a lot of ad penetration, which obviously gives a hint towards it not being the most commercial cluster, but we felt like this is a good opportunity for us to tap into that and to then give people a good argument to still request like an offer from Planeco to help them with that. But that put aside, we do like a Google search top 10 results where we basically have a search query that is not just the location itself, but actually already added with certain parameters that we care about. So we put the word cost here, we put the word like time to complete here. That's like the name of the authority. And then we wanted to indicate that we need the most fresh information. That's why we put in 2025. We just tested this a lot and we found that the results from this were the best we needed for the workflow to get the best input for further steps. Then what we did, what I already mentioned, is we added the perplexity deep research step. And we actually write the system prompts in English here. So I think it's pretty handy for you guys also. I might zoom in a little bit. So what we do here, for example, is we say verify the accuracy of local building permit information for, and then this is the German term, in location, which might be Munich, which we take from the grid. So this is how like the workflow is connected to the grid. Then focus on, and this is something where I feel like a lot of people, I don't want to blame anyone, but they get lazy with perplexity deep research because I feel like perplexity deep research works best if you are more specific about what you want to get. Like not just in terms of give me some information about XYZ topic, but really in terms of focus on current official fees, actual processing times, name and contact, specific local building regulations, any special requirements for the state regarding preliminary building inquiries. So this is the correct English term. And then something, if you create content around regulations or something, or maybe in every given cluster, if you feel like there is like a certain type of domains that you want to emphasize in your research. So it might also be social or like Reddit or maybe LinkedIn content, whatever. It makes sense to be very specific about it with Perplexity, which we did with prioritizeofficial.de. So it's the German top level domain, government domains and recent authoritative sources from 2024 to 2025. And then all output should be written in German because obviously the content creation step is then in German.